Welcome back to StarLadder, day one of the LAN finals here in Kiev. I am Firebat. Joining me is Tice.
First time, right? Together.
First time casting with you, yes. We may have casted drunk at like one of the what are those? House Cup events.
Okay, yeah,
where
might
it's
have
like
been.
not really organized, but this is the first time where you know, very professional.
Yeah, it's gonna be fun. I just did my first series, so it was kind of cool to get into, and we had some great games.
Sure, very quick games. It was a 4-0.
Very quick game. Well, they were not super quick in the game style, but the 4-0 definitely.
Sure.
So it was seeing StanCifka going 4-0 there against LA. It was quite nice.
Do you think he's going to be able to do it again? Because we have StanCifka up against PF now.
Might be a little difficult. I still think Cifka has a little bit of the favorable lineup. Just looking fast at it, the Taunt Warrior might be a little bit of a problem for Cifka. Just having his aggressive lineups with the Taunt Warrior, he gets a little bit targeted by the people with their control lineups that are targeting the Taunt Warrior. But
and PF is targeting that quite aggressively. He even is targeting it with the mirror a little bit with his tech choices there. He didn't run Fiery War X's and was able to actually
Does that help, the mirror? Not playing Fiery War X? Is that a mirror tech?
I
wonder which method.
He has additional taunt minions in instead of Fiery War X's.
Oh, right.
So it worked well for him in round one when he played Nyman. He was able to beat Nyman very close. Went to game 7 and he won in the taunt Warrior mirror. And Nyman drew 2 War X's. He drew 0 War X's because he doesn't run them. Completed the question 1. So it worked out.
It worked out. It worked out. Well, Battle Rage also being a card like just a lot of draw, a lot of cycle helping for that too. And yeah, I actually also want to see a lot more of the decks that's Cifka had too. We just saw so little.
He's got weird cards in there.
Yeah,
but the Stormforged Axe in his Shaman deck.
Direwolf Alpha.
Direwolf Alpha is also in the Shaman deck. The Shaman deck in particular is extremely weird, right? Like it's this kind of hybrid evolve aggro Shaman / control Shaman.
Yeah, we'll see more of it in which matchups it's going to shine. I guess it's more based on the aggressive lineups where you're playing for board pressure. You want to get all the value trades going. Not playing Bloodlust. If you're not playing Bloodlust, you're attacking against aggro. I would say you want to at least have one. There's none in there's like no Bloodlust at all.
Just the Spirit.
So that might be like a little hurt for a lineup that PF is playing, where there is so much control in his lineup.
Yeah, he has a lot of heavy control decks.
So yeah, from the what do you think the bans are gonna like be at any time? Are there gonna be like some? I definitely think the Warrior is gonna get targeted from Cifka.
For sure, he's not gonna ban. PF's never banning Cifka's Warrior. PF might be banning. He's not going to ban the aggro druid either because he has his own warrior, but he still has some bad matchups against the aggro druid with like Quest Rogue. So maybe we can ban the Shaman, which would be kind of disappointing because I want to see that Shaman. But let's throw it over to Richard, who's got the players for an interview right now. Pre-game little trash talking.
So StanCifka hasn't made it over here quite yet, but as he actually makes his way over here, we're going to take a look at this board. So all the players were given some chips, and they're actually able to pick their favorites to win each of the matchups. As we can see right now, for this next match of StanCifka versus PF, pretty overwhelmingly in favor of StanCifka. I got an opportunity to talk to RDU really quick and ask him just why, and he said when he looked at the lineups, it was just very clear that StanCifka has the upper hand coming into this one. And then I asked Nairi, I said, hey, why are you going against the grain here? Why did you actually vote for PF to come out on top in this matchup? And he said the only reason is because the payout is a little bit better. So it's a little bit of a game. Whoever comes out on top with these chips actually goes home with a prize, which is still a secret. So Nairia is just trying to go for glory right now, going with the underdog. But I'm going to throw it back to the casters right now. We're going to get this match underway.
Oh, welcome back. These are what the players picked. What do you think of that? What did you think, looking at, where would you put your chips on the board there?
Well, I already said it, right, 2 minutes ago, so I cannot go any way anymore. I thought a little bit Cifka favorite, and we'll see how that goes. Last time, there were only 2 people voting for Cifka.
And he made it, which has been a trend for Cifka in the recent tournaments. I'd say in the European preliminaries, he made it to top 8, and he had a lineup that a lot of people questioned and didn't think was very strong. He seemed unfavorable in a lot of series, but he kept winning with it. EU versus CN was the same sort of thing. Cifka had a lineup that he wasn't very favored with, and he kept winning with it. The guy is just the best at winning with lineups that are unfavored.
Maybe people are also underestimating his lineup a little bit because there's so much in it that
wacky.
We just don't really know, and he just knows perfectly maybe. That just surprises opponents a little bit too.
I don't know. I think Cifka is like more comfortable playing with worse decks than his opponents. I don't know, every time I watch Cifka, every time I cast his games, if he has the unfavored lineup, he wins, and when he has the favored lineup, he loses. I don't. That seems to be a trend.
Me too. It happens to me too at the
It's so wild, man. So I don't know. I think PF's going to take it. I thought PF played really, really well in his first game. Definitely made a lot of key decisions, and I think he's going to be able to target the Taunt Warrior successfully again.
He definitely has the lineup for it. I mean, if I look at his lineup, it's not just slightly targeting, but really well targeting it.
Very hard and aggressively targeting that Taunt Warrior. So that's going to be the story. Can StanCifka somehow figure out a way to get a win with Taunt Warrior, or is PF going to be able to just farm wins off that Taunt Warrior all day or day?
It was a little bit the same in the first series for Saleh. He had Hearthstone in every deck, and he had a really heavy control lineup, definitely for the Warrior matchup, but he just started with it, and he won the first game with the Taunt Warrior, so wasn't the issue for the series anymore. I wonder if he's going to do that again.
He might. StanCifka is usually a kind of guy that just queues up with his worst matchup and just tries to get it done with as quick as possible. So I would not surprise me, honestly, if he just queued up Taunt Warrior first, tried to sneak the win.
He also did it a little bit also with the second deck. Like, I felt the best two decks for him were left at the end of the series when he was already 2-0 up, and that definitely made him really, really favorite.
Yeah, it's an interesting thing. If your queue becomes predictable, though, players can exploit it. So we can see if maybe PF has been doing a little bit of research and trying to figure out. So if you're in PF's shoes and you expect the Taunt Warrior to be played from StanCifka, what is your best matchup?
Well, Jade Root, I will say.
Yeah,
it's like
or Quest Rogue, depending which one's banned, right? Both of those are just insanely powerful against.
I don't think Cifka is banning the Quest Rogue ever. Like, he's just having too many good tools. His Mage is, I would say, even tagged for it. He's playing more on Freeze Mage, not really Gunter Mage, with Doomsaber Nova, but still playing with Eve.
So then what do you think Cifka is going to ban? Maybe the Jade Druid?
I think Jade Druid is a really reasonable ban.
It's what he banned against Zalay as well.
Yeah,
so it makes sense with what he's doing. So now, in PF's shoes, you know the Jade Druid is probably getting banned because that's just the trend of what happened. Then what would you ban in response?
Yeah, I still figure out a little bit more of the aggressive decks. That might be Aggro Druid. I will mind.
But you have the Taunt Warrior. Your Taunt Warrior. Well, your Taunt Warrior has no War Axes though. Maybe that makes you bad for a second.
That hurts that matchup a lot,
that's a pretty important card in the matchup. That makes that one a bit.
I don't know how good that matchup is anymore. Without Marks it too. Yeah, the Shaman maybe, but I think Aggro Druid. I think it's going to be Aggro.
I think that's very reasonable with the tech choices in the deck. Because you hear Taunt Warrior versus Aggro Druid, and you're like, wow, yeah, that sounds so great. But no War Axes in that matchup.
Yeah, that's gonna be it's gonna be pain.
It's gonna be a lot of pain.
I'm still figuring out a little bit which matchups are really figuring it out.
They're still figuring it out too. That's what we're waiting here. Kind of filling some time talking about the bans and stuff. They're not actually decided on their bans yet either. No. So it's definitely a huge part, a huge factor of the match is getting the correct ban. Depending on what your opponent bans, certain bans become a little bit worse or better for you.
Yeah, it's always, and sometimes it's so hard, like it's so close, it can be only 1 or 2% for your opponent, but just 10% for you that is going to matter it. So it's always painful, but with the decks being known, they can take a good look at it. And
double Druid ban, so we nailed it.
Yeah,
go team.
Hey, good team.
Able to figure out the bans there. So now remaining decks for either player. PF has his Quest Rogue, has his Control Paladin, not N'Zoth Paladin, but Control Paladin. He has his Taunt Warrior with the no Fiery War Axes, and then he has his Jade Control Shaman, which is very similar to the Jade Control Shaman that Zalay was playing against StanCifka in the previous series. Yeah. And then StanCifka has the Evolved Shaman with the Spirit Echoes, Direwolf Alphas, 1 Stormforged Axe. Just a mystery of what's really going on there. And then he has his Miracle Rogue, and then he has his half Freeze Mage, half Gunther Discover Mage, which is, it's got Counterspell, double Frost Nova, double Doomsayer, and then just the regular Gunther Mage shell. And then finally, to top everything off, he has his own Taunt Warrior.
even, I would say, Cifka matchup-wise being fine, his techs are really hurting him here and there. Like a Miracle Rogue not running Giants against a control lineup, the Shaman not running a Bloodlust, the Mage kind of having a lot of draw will be fine. Mage will be fine, I would say, and the Taunt Warrior just more standard, but he kind of was looking for these aggressive lineups in this tournament, and with PF, he's getting a more control-heavy lineup.
Yeah, I think PF is favored lineup-wise. I don't know what is going on with the players that voted on the board. We see 4 players voted for StanCifka and only 2 players voted for PF. I think they're underestimating the power of the Chinese players, man. I think he's got a favored lineup and he can get the job done.
Also, some things are just getting for PF a little bit better. If you know there's no Bloodlust, your Quest Rogue just plays so much easier.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
You can just kind of count the damage. Yeah, there can be a Dire Wolf or a Flamethrower and Jade Lightning, but it's better than playing around 50
There's not even Jade Lightning in the StanCifka
Oh,
Shaman.
not even Jade
not
Lightning
even Jade
either.
Lightning.
Okay,
There's no Jade cards. So it doesn't even have that burst in it. It's literally just Dire Wolf Alphas and Flame Tongues for
and
burst.
Spirit Echo doesn't play around and vanish.
No, it doesn't. It doesn't. So once the Spirit Echo comes down, you can vanish.
Yeah.
The Quest Rogue from PF is going to have no problem getting a win, except maybe against the Mage. He just needs to kind of dodge that matchup. But that's kind of the same for all of his decks. They have like 3 good matchups and 1 bad matchup. So unless StanCifka can literally go inside PF's head and just figure everything out, then PF is going to have more than likely favorable cues.
Yeah. The Taunt Warrior may be a thing that can get the decks from Cifka out into if he gets into the Taunt Warrior. Like, not running Warwicks against all these kind of more board-oriented deck that Cifka's playing can still hurt him, but lineup-wise, yeah, there are still good shots. Definitely a close one.
Not running Warwicks just blows my mind still.
Yeah.
We saw a Galaka Crawler connect for 14 damage. 14 damage!
Yeah. It's insane. I actually think that it just might be that once he's a bit of decks that it just can be you can forget it one time. It can happen.
Has anybody asked him yet? We really need to ask him if he forgot it or if this is just some next level super strategy. Because it does make his Taunt Warrior matchup, I'd say, extremely favorable.
Okay, yeah. Well, there you have a point.
It's the one matchup, but like everything else, I feel like it hurts. But it worked.
If he beats the Taunt Warrior for what do we have to say about that?
Then it's just the perfect next level strategy.
Oh man, do you see that trophy?
It is a sick trophy. It's a little out of focus. There it goes. You got something kind of like that. You got one of the shields.
What did you get for the championship?
I got a ticket.
Oh, nice.
Yeah,
I got a great trophy,
mine
by the
was
way.
a piece of cardboard. It said, "Congratulations, you're qualified." Yeah. I took it with me on the plane to take it home, and it wouldn't fit in the overhead thing, so the flight attendant folded it.
Oh,
so it's got a big crease along it now. It's fantastic. Yeah. 2014, they didn't have as good as trophies as 2015.
No.
Yeah.
They improved, and now they are even the best fans. 2017.
There you go. They get better and better every year. But yeah, you don't want to fold your trophy.
Cifka going for the tactical choice here with the apple over the banana for now. It's always interesting to see what is
next level strats.
Yeah.
I'm surprised. He had so many options up there. We got a lot of great catering going on. They got fresh strawberries. I saw some grapes, apples, bananas. This tournament really plays well towards Cifka's strengths.
Yeah. He's probably taking it for the right matchups here and there.
You just adjust the different vitamins to take down different decks. PF looking extremely focused.
Yeah. It's good that he had a little break, though. After the first 3-hour series was definitely a close one.
Right.
4-3 against Neyman.
He comes in like totally fresh, where Cifka kind of had to go back-to-back. What would you prefer doing? Do you like the break in the middle, or do you like playing games back-to-back?
I think 2 series are fine, but then I would like a break.
Okay.
Like 2 series, it can be alright. But having a 4-3 3-hour series, I want to make a break, to be honest.
And this matchup is actually favorable for Cifka, I'd say. This is the one matchup he wants to hit with his Mage. So able to just mind games these Q orders here and get the matchup you want.
Yeah, it's still a tricky one. I think Doomsayer Nova in a Gunter Mage makes this matchup so much better. But still here the ability and the hand here though from Cifka being way too slow. What you want to need to hit and what you want to hit are the early minions.
Yeah, Mana Worm changes this entire matchup because that's able to get in so much free damage and allow you to burn down your opponent. But hey, better late than never.
Yeah. Worst card probably in this matchup is actually Alexstrasza for the Mage. Like, you just never want to draw this.
Yeah,
you need to be faster. You want to deal the first 10, 15 damage just by minions and then hope you can just connect enough with your spells.
You just do the whole Ice Block, Fireball him in the face, and then Ice Block, Fireball him in the face again, and then Pyroblast or whatever. You know, just close out the game like that.
There is a great tech choice also for StanCifka in this in his deck, and that's Counterspell. Counterspell over a barrier. Definitely a card that, yeah, the Quest Rogue doesn't like to play against too much.
For sure. But PF is fortunate enough that he has the coin this time around, so he's going to be able to most likely try and hold the coin for as long as possible. And then when he's going to be completing the quest, he can play the coin first, then complete the quest, so he doesn't have to worry about that. But yeah, when you're going first against a counterspell deck as Quest Rogue, it can be a huge bummer because none of your spells you want to be counterspelled ever.
There's the deckhand what kind of clears it off here.
Yeah, he's showing a little bit of disrespect to this Mana Worm.
Yeah, double prep. Are there any things you would like to hit in this matchup? I mean, your deck can become faster, but you need to draw a little bit more resources. Cifka getting a little bit of the tempo going, and yeah, deckhand might have to connect here a little bit on board to decrease the damage output.
Yeah, for sure. You gotta just full clear, slow it down. It's kind of a weird matchup because you're the control deck in the beginning, and then you transition to the full aggro deck, and you have to kill them before they kill you.
Yeah.
Right? Like, so you're on a clock to get this quest completed, and then finish the mage off, because the longer the game goes, the more advantage actually leads to the mage.
The mage has his own quest here. Just deal the 30 damage and just deal it first with the minions and deal the additional with the spells. And that's just what Cifka tries to accomplish as much as he can now.
Full tempo this turn. He doesn't like ping the Acolyte. He's just going as aggressive as he possibly can. He can complete the quest.
Yeah, second Titan. It's kind of nice here, but also having just 2 bounce effects.
Right. So Tidehunter, and then he can pick it up with Gadgets and Ferryman if he wants to.
It's really probably looking for completing the quest next turn, right? Because you're just having additional 5/5s on the board then.
He's on 5 mana right now, so if no counterspell comes out, he can go Tidehunter, Shadow Step, Tidehunter, Coin, Prep Quest.
Yeah. He doesn't know
and play higher hand, basically. So this can pull the counterspell out. Half the time.
Half of the time, yes.
Yeah.
It's definitely maybe what Cifka already is looking for.
So he trades with the Acolyte first because he wants to try and potentially hit a secret there, maybe?
He can even, once if he draws here the counterspell, is actually able to play it now too. So that will be great. And there we go.
Yeah, it's very favorable for him.
Yeah. And it's not a secret now. For PF, what the secret is, he knows the counterspell.
I was going to say, it is a secret, Tice. I don't.
Yeah, well, the secret is a little not a secret for him.
Yeah. He knows what it is, but it doesn't matter. He's got the coin. He's been saving it here. Now he can Shadow Step the Tidecaller and then prep out the quest, creating 2 5/5 taunts, a 5/5 Murloc, and a 5/5 guy in a boat.
Yeah, and I don't know the taunts here, man. Like the taunts are also doing a great job because otherwise, Cifka with the Ice Block up could just connect so much minion damage to the board.
He can still connect a lot of minion damage. He can translate this Flame Strike into damage, which is extremely powerful, but he gets to connect 5 if he uses Flame Strike this turn. 5 with the board. He has 6 in hand. He's still showing up 10 short.
Flame Strike just not doing it here, man. Like it's always so awkward, the Flame Strike against Quest Rogue.
Or the board goes face.
Yeah. I mean, Cifka is having a version that is just really well teched. Frost Nova being one of the best cards against Quest Rogue, just for 3 mana. You know there is not gonna be any additional damage just from the board going to the face.
Right, so you have more time to find your burn.
Can still be bounce backs, but it just often gives you an additional turn.
And that's what he needs. He needs to get more turns to assemble the burn necessary to win the game. So more freeze effects, the better.
Doomsayer Nova, just 1 mana off here. Pretty great combo, also against Quest Rogue. But not really being able to connect it here well enough.
But he has 11 damage. He's starting to get closer.
Yeah, and just that one additional turn is just can be so big, but also Ice Block giving you an additional turn. PF just connects a little bit more on the board.
Yeah.
Feels no prep.
Freezes the Acolyte to try and deny additional draw from StanCifka. Make him have to invest a ping if he wants to draw more.
I think it's the last thing he wants to do now, is spend 2 mana on a Kader. I think he wants to take care of the board in some way a little bit. Either freeze or removing. Because there is quite some damage on the board.
Yeah, the Flame Strike doesn't clear that much. He's able to kill 3 5/5s. There's still 20 coming back in at him, so any charger, any bounce effect, and he's popped. I don't know if he can afford to Flame Strike this. He might need to dig for the freeze to actually have a chance to win.
Yeah, also not having another Ice Block in the hand yet doesn't really make an 2-3 turn burn plan possible. Also not just having close to that burn yet.
If he Firelands Portal's face, he would need to draw Ice Block into Pyroblast to win the game. But that's an out.
It's an out. It's an out. I mean, it's actually an out that he has to consider here.
Yeah, the two most realistic outs are Acolyte Ping, try and hit second Frost Nova, or Firelands Portal face into Ice Block, and then...
I do like to uplift just playing the first Acolyte here. I don't like playing the second Acolyte because he's
What are you going to get for 6 mana that helps you, though?
Yeah, but you can just maybe start with it, get some additional things going.
Try and do the burn plan with the Fireball then?
Yeah, maybe a Glyph into like Blizzard can already be some nice options.
Sure. Yeah, so we removed Glyph as an out by trying to develop the second Acolyte to try and get more cards here.
Well, it's a little... PF sees the ways of proccing now, but wants to maybe take a little care of the board too, where he can.
He can go face with everything. Prep vanish the entire board, redevelop all of his stuff, and mill StanCifka's next card, which is pretty powerful. He wants to get rid of the Valet.
He might even consider Vanish here, just to put all these minions back in the hand, not giving any draw at all.
Yeah, he gives one draw now, though, because he killed a minion, so he gives 1 draw now. But, yeah, I wouldn't hate Vanish. Just get these minions off the board so they're not a problem.
You have a lot up to play again.
The awkward thing about Vanish, though, is then if Freeze comes back... Well, actually, you have the Ferryman, so you can beat Freeze because you just... Yeah, you definitely Vanish. It's interesting, though, that he kills the Valet instead of trying to mill StanCifka 1 card. I mean, the Valet is 3 damage, which is a little scary, but I'm not sure that 3 damage matters in this instance. It might be more important to...
For this case, it might not matter too much, like both are not the win conditions for Cifka. He's looking for, like, if he burns a card, like, it's not any close to...
Well, he could burn something
something big.
Like this
like glyph. A glyph, right?
Yeah. See? That's what I'm saying. Now, how does Cifka set up lethal? Another Ice Block would be pretty cool.
Can always cycle for another one. I don't feel the Frostbolt in. Frostbolt can be nice as like a 0 mana deal 3 damage as a 2-turn burn plan.
He has 14 if he took the Frostbolt, so he would need another Fireball.
He knows there is still like additional...
But he knows,
there is like the Stone Tusk bar at least in the hand, so he needs... He knows an Ice Block is not gonna survive here.
So if Greater Arcane Missiles all goes face, that's 9 to the face. That's not enough either.
Well, he's on the plan though, on making some burn possible.
You gotta hope the board gets played, I guess.
He needs another Ice Block, otherwise he's just not able to do it.
Right. Another Ice Block or a Nova plus a taunt from the Firelands Portal could do something.
Yeah.
Like an Earth Elemental Nova.
Arcane Intellect being able to maybe get some Glyph going.
It's just not going to do it.
Nope. Wow, and the Rogue was one of the decks that maybe he didn't fully target it, but one of the decks that he definitely had one of the better matchups against. So for StanCifka, that PF is now getting it out might be a little bit painful.
Yeah, that was the best matchup, I'd say, for the Mage. Like, that's going to be tough. That is not where you want to be if you're StanCifka. Starting out 0-1, already the lineups are kind of stacked against you. The one thing he does have, though, is the pride of the people. Zalay, RDU, Nyman, and Foul Liver all voted for StanCifka to win, whereas only Nyria and Snowkiss support PF.
I'm not sure though if it's so good to have many people voting for you sometimes. It can also
too much
be a
pressure?
little.
You have some experience with this?
Or it can also be like the underdog can also sometimes just.
Tice, where are my packs, man?
What? In the Blizzard shop, man. You can buy them for $4.99, or what is the price? So great.
All right.
You didn't have that yet, man. You didn't have that yet in 2014.
No, I didn't have that. In mine, no pressure. No one's packs were on the line. It was a piece of cake.
Yeah.
So, StanCifka with all the packs on the line, or mystery gifts, going out with his wacky Shaman, which runs double Direwolf Alpha, double Spirit Echo, one copy of the weapon. The
axe.
The axe, yeah.
The axe. Man, isn't it amazing that we see like the axe, the blade, the eagle horn bows, like all the 3-mana 3/2 weapons getting played, the 2-mana 2/3 weapons getting played, and then we are just not seeing the war.
Yeah,
like the 1-mana discard.
Pretty funny.
Also interesting, I think a great key from PF keeping the volcano. It's just such a great card. Gives some good experience here that you keep that card in this matchup. As a 5-mana.
Just shut down that board before the Spirit Echo can come down.
This might actually a really great matchup for PF for his Shaman.
For sure.
Besides just having Volcano as a good card, Devolve is like probably the best card that can deal with Spirit Echo minions. So another great way for the Shaman to react well into the aggressive parts from StanCifka.
Yeah, and we saw in the matchup previously that StanCifka had played. StanCifka played against Zalay and was actually able to get quite a few wins off Zalay's Jade Shaman, which is very similar to PF's. So PF here having a good matchup lineup for it bears well for him in the series.
Yeah, and PF having your not too slow of an hand, not too fast of an hand, but what is way more important probably is that StanCifka is having a slower hand. StanCifka, being the more aggressive player, needs to do something in the early game to get it going, and having the double Spirit Echo hand here without minions makes it a little slow.
Yeah, it's not ideal. Able to get a little bit of a swing though, removing that weapon.
Yeah.
Pulling out the patches.
Definitely great. Healing Totem, not doing much here yet. But yeah, just probably having to trade.
If we look at the deck list from StanCifka, there are 27 cards that cost 3 or less. So it is a pretty aggressive curve.
Yeah, pretty
aggressive. A lot of the time you have your 1-drops and 2-drops. So it is a bit unfortunate that he's drawing so heavy.
The Spirit Echo is having a totally different function for StanCifka than for PF. Where for PF it's like just getting that more even control aspect and never running out of resources. For StanCifka it's a refill.
Right.
He just needs all the 1, 2, 3 drops he's playing. He just wants them back in hand.
Then just keeps flooding them out, buffing them with Flame Tongue Totem and Direwolf Alpha to get work done. He has the ability to Volcano here if he wants. It is pretty early.
It's a little early. I don't feel it's...
I mean, getting it down before Spirit Echo is always a consideration, though.
Yeah.
But yeah,
but I'm gonna Spirit Echo these totems. It's I mean, yeah,
if he does that, fantastic. Have some totems.
Yeah. I'm not gonna kill them.
Right. Holding out for...
Yeah, I'm still considering maybe it would be nice to still have like 1 Bloodlust or something. Just that way to play around it every turn.
Then you really make your totems actually threatening because your opponent's afraid, hey, totems might actually just kill me. But...
yeah, wow, I think PF is just super happy with how the game is developing, being at 28 lives. Maybe even connecting an Aya here on curve, I wouldn't mind it.
Yeah,
like, I really wouldn't mind it.
He's got the devolve now for the Volcano,
yeah,
so
like,
whenever Spirit Echo comes out, he can just devolve then Volcano.
I think that draw is really doing it for PF for now. Like, it is the...
can counter the Spirit Echo now. But StanCifka could Spirit Echo and then take a bunch of trades first. So can't counter all the Spirit Echo, but still.
Maybe, like, if the devolve volt hits here, it can still be that once... StanCifka still having the ability to evolve and connect like the doppelgangster in that way. Playing with 1 doppelgangster, so it's not having 2 there. But here, just taking the value directly. Kind of like it. Just playing quite well around the devolve there.
For sure.
Positioning a little tough here, but hey, it's a pretty strong minion. So StanCifka refilling that without without playing too much into any removal here.
Yeah, very patient.
Maybe hexing a thing from below that has the spirit echoing it is alright here.
I can't imagine Hex getting much more value than that. Yeah.
I just have the same, but wow, making double 5/5 yourself.
Well, the disadvantage here is it does allow StanCifka to get another thing from below.
And it's zero. It's like
a zero mana thing from below. Yeah, that seems strange. Very aggressively just dropping big Jade minions.
Feels maybe the removals are getting better late game. Agreeing with Devolve and Volcano, not really agreeing with the Hex there maybe. I wonder why just Hex Jinju felt really strong for me, or maybe just to also connect on the Flame Totem.
Yeah, I think this is a question mark play for sure. Look back at this one. Because Hex Jinju seems incredibly strong. You remove a 7/5 on board, and then you also remove a future 0 mana 5/5. Does he have 10 cards? No.
Now
okay.
he has 10. Now he has 10 cards.
I was like, I didn't want to miss that, but yeah.
Yeah. Well, StanCifka maybe not really able to make the kill here, giving an additional totem. So many choices of totems you can also additionally play. But maybe look for a taunt totem.
He's worried about the volcano still. He's playing very
Actually,
patiently.
might think there is no Harrison, where PF kept it around, even the X being around there.
Yeah. This is a lot of commitment out of the board.
Yeah, but a lot of like a lot of weaker minions here. I feel.
How does the health total line up against Volcano at the moment?
Well, he can always make the trade first and just go that way.
Yeah,
and then it's a full clear.
He also has the ability to play this Harrison Jones if he wants. Honestly, if you hex the thing from below, or just kill it somehow, there's not too much pressure on the board.
No, the Flame Totem might be actually
yeah, you might hex that, yeah. Hex that
I mean, that
instead.
one gets back to the hand, and it's like the last card. It's the most aggressive card damage-wise.
Right.
Harrison is a great start-off, though.
Yeah, I think I want to see him hex this Flame
I actually like it, too.
Yeah, I think that's
and
the
just
play.
straight finger below. There's like...
Right, then there's
3
nothing
damage.
left on the board, yeah. And there's no Bloodlust
and there is no
about.
Bloodlust.
Yeah.
And yeah, there is a Dire Wolf and then maybe another Flame Totem, but...
Yeah, it's done. The board's just defused. That's weird.
It's gonna happen, man. It's gonna happen. I have seen hexes on also Totem Golems and Tunnelworks back in the day, so I'm not so surprised to see it on there.
Yeah. Well,
Devolve and Harrison like doesn't do much. Maybe the Dire Wolf can get some decent use out of here. Spirit Echo, Dire Wolf, maybe.
That is a crummy Spirit Echo.
It's a lot of totems again, man.
Yeah,
and you just got 7 new cards.
He's just gonna kill him with Searing Totems over time. It's not looking fantastic for StanCifka. A lot of his hand does a lot of nothing. He is gonna go for it. So he's pushing for 5 this turn.
Yeah, but he has to do it here. Like, it's just...
He gets back a frog.
It's just... I feel StanCifka's just not being able to do enough with his totems.
He needs Evolve is what he needs. He needs to evolve and then Spirit Echo. But he hasn't drawn the Evolves yet, and that's really costing him.
He's really looking for some additional value to do much with the totems. Or with the Hex. Otherwise, a Hex in your hand is...
Well, the board is repopulated. He's got to play cards from his hand. Oh, he's not even playing cards from his hand. So if a board clear comes out, he does get overdrawn some. So what is the sequence? It's whatever's played first comes back to your hand first?
Yes.
So the Direwolf Alpha does not come back. Well, nothing comes back now with the Devolve. Except the frog. The frog! The frog! It's Devolve immune.
Don't make the mistake of devolving a frog.
Right. It's actually like a really cool mechanic in the Paladin versus Shaman matchups where like you bait out the Devolve on something and then you Spike Ridge Steed.
Yes.
Or you bait out Hex on something, you Spike Ridge Steed that. It's always really cool.
Yeah, now also still not having the evolve just hurts too much here, I feel, not having it.
Yeah, this matchup seems painful. He hasn't even used one of his 2 volcanoes or the storm yet. He has got all the board clears left in his deck. He runs double volcano.
It was StanCifka not having any early game. Like if he could maybe go 1 or 2 turns earlier, it could be, because PF had a lot of freedom with all his Jade plays. It was actually a lot of value that he just gained by trading there.
He played Jade Chieftain on 7. Like that's how little pressure he was under.
Just Eye on 6 too, right?
Yeah, Eye
so
on
like
6 and his
no
Chieftain on
pressure,
7.
and he just traded everything away with his minions. So yeah, if you get so much great value from your minions already in the early game, it's insane.
Got some healing. Can't complain about that.
Some additional. Well, that card deals pretty well with totems, right? From the Shaman.
Yeah, from
kills
both
every
Shamans.
totem.
Yeah.
Kills your own, but also kills them from your opponent.
That is also not evil.
Too many reactive cards here for StanCifka. It's not feeling his aggressive part anymore. Ooh.
Nah, here we
if
go.
If he had a volcano tech in his deck, he might actually win it, man.
Yeah, there's no volcano, but that is still a pretty favorable for him, getting these rolls. PF is not happy about that.
Yeah, PF was like, I'm not liking all these 1 HP minions and the Hydra too much.
Yeah.
It can actually be a win condition, man. Just deal all these 1 damage parts into the Hydra.
For sure. PF might have to hex his own Hydra. I'm not even kidding.
You're not going to volcano it yourself.
Oh,
so.
yeah, don't volcano, but... Alright. Are you sure?
I think it's a great Drake. I think it's a great Drake. I'm not sure if you have to Drake, though. I'm just thinking of...
I mean, Jade Spirit's not bad either.
I'm a little scared of my own Hydra here.
I know. I was thinking maybe we hex the Hydra, Jade Spirit. Next thing you know, StanCifka evolves into Wild Pyromancer and...
Can still play the double gangster for pressure, but...
Yeah. A bunch of 2/2s.
Yeah, it's not really gonna do it here, and... But Mana Tide, you just... Ooh. Normally it doesn't get better when you devolve the Primordial Drake. Like 7 drops are often as good, so... Taking a 2-0 lead here, PF. Getting the Shaman out now next after the Quest Rogue, and having now the Paladin and the Warrior left.
Right, the Paladin and the Warrior.
These 2 decks are also not too bad against Cifka's lineup. I definitely think 2 of the more questionable decks for PF have already gone out. And
the Shaman is always kind of questionable.
Yeah.
It's always one of the decks that people bring as like their 4th or their 5th deck to a lineup. It's not often seen as like a tier 1 always bring this deck. But actually talking before the series with StanCifka, or I guess yesterday, he was telling me Shaman's his highest win rate deck. He thinks that's the best deck in the game. And everyone not bringing Shaman's crazy.
I always love StanCifka's perspective on the game. He always comes up with
he's different,
some new, or some different reads, having his own perspective in that way. And, well, I mean, I have seen a lot of Shaman myself on ladder, I'm not gonna lie. I felt Shaman just doing really well against Aggro Druid and Mage, also kinda, at least when you, the ladder versions that played 1 Bloodlust, made me have a lot of pain with my Mage sometimes. So I can see it doing quite well on ladder too, and it has some great anti-aggro tools, like Jade Claws and Maelstrom are just great tools against any aggressive deck.
They definitely beat up on some aggro Druids. But, and Devolve. Devolve's crazy.
Yeah, against the Paladins, man.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. But we have the Miracle Rogue from StanCifka, which is not running any of the Giants. Like all of his other decks, kind of teched against aggro, took out some of the greedier cards to put in less greedy things. Yeah. But it has a very favorable matchup against Paladin regardless, just because of Paladin's inability to consistently answer threats. It has a really hard time answering Gadgets in Auctioneer if it doesn't have a True Silver Charge kind of saved up.
Cifka, again, getting the Avenging Ref, like the first series, was actually being a really strong card for him against Zalay, against Paladin.
He needs to push damage as fast as possible, and what better way to do it with a random Paladin card than Avenging Wrath and Tyrion? Those are like the best two, I'd say.
Yeah. But for this one, it's a little bit of a different perspective for Cifka, where he first played against Zalé with the more Murloc-based Paladin. This is one way more control-based, and he needs to be a little more patient, where Cifka just played Gadgetzan at turn 6 as a 4/4.
Well, the reason why he did that is because Zalé has no True Silvers in his deck.
That's why. There was, and it was so amazing to see that insta play. Just at turn 6. Not something you will do on ladder. Definitely not.
Most people on ladder play True Silvers, and we see PF does have True Silver in his deck, so that helps him out in this matchup more so than when we saw StanCifka versus Zalé. StanCifka has to be a little bit more cautious about that potentially happening to one of his gadgets and auctioneers. But
Stonehill the vendor blocking the board really well here, the early aggressive part from StanCifka.
Yeah, he has to kind of sacrifice something if he wants to get through that.
It's actually an interesting turn if you want to go for
Sherzin.
Sherzin, yeah. I mean, you might have a hard time following it up.
Right, you don't have the ability to revive it again
afterwards. The coin is actually really good for following it up, maybe.
And you're developing it into your opponent's turn 4, which is their natural True Silver turn.
Do you think it's really favored against for the Miracle Rogue, this matchup, against Control Paladin, if you're not running Giants? I mean, it's... What are the things the Paladin has to be really scared of?
Gadgets and Auctioneer sticking.
Yeah.
Like, a lot of the time, as the Paladin, you have to use your True Silver on the early minions for board control. And then you get into a situation where you're behind, and you don't have a True Silver any longer, and then they can just play gadgets in and remove one of your guys, like Prep Eviscerate or something, and then it just sticks. Like, that happens way too often against against Rogue, where you just find yourself with inadequate answers to remove that.
So, double Tyrion also as a pickup. PF will have some really, really good follow-up now. I mean, I think the curve has been really strong for him, and being the ability to connect True Silver at 4 is really important. I feel True Silver is so important against Rogue.
Oh yeah,
because
it's the best card in the matchup by a mile.
Like, Rogue can play proactive and reactive, and if you can get at least the proactive sides out, you are not caring too much. They react really well in your minions. And yeah, you just have a pretty strong late game yourself too. That was an interesting
Why did he kill
trade.
the Swashbuckler
instead
of the SI7?
Thinking,
what is going on there? Huh?
I just don't know.
StanCifka has the ability to reactivate the shares in this turn if he wants to go hard.
That's really hard.
That's really hard.
That's really hard.
Yeah. That's a lot of damage, though. Avenging Wrath connects for 6. You got Eviscerate and Cold Blood. Those are each another 4.
Yeah,
you're setting up
your hand is not that, like, flexible or something here. Maybe if you pick up the Auctioneer, but...
Right, that's the choices. It's how long can I wait for the Auctioneer, or how much gas do I gotta push?
I mean, if you go for this, I think it's full all-in.
Yeah, you have to go.
There's no middle way in this play.
This is the Prep Eviscerate face Cold Blood play.
Or is he just go? Oh, he's prepping the Cold Blood, not eviscing, and making a dagger. That actually makes a lot of sense.
Sure.
I actually like it because
it's the same amount of damage.
You might get 2 damage in with the dagger.
Right. So it doesn't actually.
I mean, you actually set up lethal.
Yeah, you push more damage this way.
You have lethal on board. As long as you are able to deal with the minion that PF is gonna play. Well, actually,
the Burn Bristle saves him. If he like a quality Burn Bristles and swings face with the True Silver, he is alive. Other than that, he's dead. So he's gonna want to do that.
Yeah, well, you gotta do that. I hope. That
I mean, the question is, I guess you could hold the equality, but I don't see reason why.
Well,
it seems good enough value here. Wow. Makes the minions die.
What a different perspective it went for now.
I guess you could squeeze out a hero power to try and set up for the equality next turn, assuming that StanCifka can kill.
I won't mind that.
Sure. So that's the decision. Equality or not to equality.
Maybe you got it, because your Bristle seems also much better if you do it now. Well, go slow.
Why does he kill the Sherzin instead of the SI7? The shares and has potential to come back.
That's strange. Well, no difficult counting here in this one. If they're
if he True Silver's face, he doesn't die to this.
Yeah. Actually gave him also equality. Brussels seemed to always make at least one trade happen there.
Unless there's an eviscerate, then the trade.
Yeah, of course. Unless there was an eviscerate with spell damage too.
But StanCifka identifying that he needs to go all in and all-inning at the right time. Not a lot of players can find those spots. That's a tricky one.
And also just doing it there with the dagger really made a big difference too.
Right,
I would say to getting that one additional damage for like the taunt that might be coming in play.
Yeah, so that was...
he really sneaked out this win, I feel
that
like.
was
I
a good
have
one.
too much respect that it sneaked out. And well, keeping himself in the series because going 3-0 behind is definitely not what you're looking for. PF still being up 2-1.
Yeah. So StanCifka able to get a win where I don't think very many players would be able to get a win. Narrowly sneaks out the all-in, squeezes in the dagger for an extra 1 point of damage, and closes that one. Is this the beginning of a comeback?
Might be. And now the Mage against the Paladin is a difficult one, but he has to get the Mage out somewhere. And yeah, it's the more healed the Paladin is playing, the more difficult it becomes to fully accomplish your burn plan that you at some point will have to do as the Mage.
So there's Ragnaros Lightlord, Ivory Knight, no, there's one Forbidden Healing.
The big question is there is an Harrison, and yes, there is an Harrison. And that's a really key point also for StanCifka. Like if your Medivh gets Harrisoned or you already have to be scared of that, it becomes so more problematic.
Right. You lose the ability to win on the value plan if the Medivh gets Harrisoned.
So with a Forbidden Healing, with a Bram Bristle, with like also Ragnaros and an Ivory Knight, there is a lot of heal in PF's deck.
So PF, his game plan is to cycle towards finding the Harrison Jones, land Harrison on Medivh, and then just out-heal everything and win the game that way. Whereas StanCifka's game plan a little more complicated.
Yeah, well, StanCifka is running a really fast version. He's running a lot of draw, like he's running Acolytes, and Doomsayers are not too bad either, actually. And it can be alright. It's a little bit tricky against Kodo, though. And
you double Kodo in the deck for PF.
Oh, double Kodo definitely makes it way more tricky.
Yeah. So these Frostnovas and Doomsayers aren't going to be doing a whole lot. Counterspell.
Well, it's better than Barrier, but yeah.
It's better than Barrier, yeah, that's true. So the tech choice is not really panning out for StanCifka.
I think you want to play the... I would like to play Acolyte before I have to be scared of Kodo. Like, if you're going first, your draw mechanic is so important, because second you normally have a kind of more draw mechanic, but as first you really need to make sure you draw enough. And with the just Acolyte on curve, your ability to ping, glyph, but also for PF not developing like on Stonehill the Vendor, or at least make it really painful paying an extra card for it.
For sure. PF might feel like he even needs to play Aldor or Wild Pyromancer into it, you know?
It's alright to go Aldor. I would maybe like to go second Pyro.
Yeah,
if it was the first one, I would be alright, but the second one is giving some clear ability away. Even it's not that important against Mage, maybe.
Sure, but it could make your Equality dead later on in the game. He has so many activators for Equality, though, with the Consecrates and 2 Primordial Drakes. So he has 6 total in the deck, so throwing away 2 is not horrible, but Hydrologist is interesting.
Yeah, it's really interesting. Then... Noble. It's really interesting.
And why did he take Noble Sacrifice?
Noble is also real interesting.
Why didn't he take Getaway Kodo? What is the logic here?
Well, you trade with Acolyte over 2 turns is the reasoning, I would say, but you do that already with your Hydrolist if it doesn't get pinged away.
I guess he's just really aggressively fighting for tempo.
Yeah.
That was one of the higher possible tempo plays he could make without expending Aldor.
Well, maybe I'd like for Cifka to just go with the Arcanalist first because your Acolyte knows it's going to draw. I really don't want to draw secrets in this matchup. I think you're always going to Arcanalist no matter what. Spellbender can be a really good pickup against Paladin.
Yeah.
Before they can connect with the Steed. Really,
yeah, it makes it so that when they play Spikeridge Steed, they lose the game. And Paladin has a bunch of spells, but they don't have any spells besides Spikeridge Steed that require a target.
No.
So it basically makes it so both Spikeridge Steeds in PF's deck are no longer usable.
Yeah. Some versions are running blessings, but that is not in the control. And even that card's also fine for you.
Yeah,
to hit
sure.
On the spell
you get a 5/5.
So don't mind it either.
Yeah.
Yeah. The Acolyte is getting full draw value still, so that doesn't really change it. It's really just the board, and yeah, I'm just not liking it too much altogether, I have to say.
Yeah, it seemed really odd how PF kind of played this early game.
I think Cifka is just totally fine playing 2 secrets here.
Oh, yeah.
You definitely want to just play the Spellbender here, I would say. You have the mana for it, but also it might be an entity, you know? Like, we know it's a Spellbender, but it's just annoying to not be able to play your strongest minion, maybe, for PF on curve.
Right, it's from Glyph, so he has to anticipate
like the ping
everything.
in the face, I don't feel it's gonna be that important
now
yet.
The question is, do you
want to
want to
Alex him anyway, right?
Right, but do you want to counterspell or do you want to ice block?
I know that if Cifka takes notes, and I think Cifka takes notes during the game.
Notes, yeah.
He knows there's a coin, so I just don't want to risk it.
So you just always ice block?
I think I always want to ice block here, yeah.
Okay.
It's also a guaranteed secret for when you play Valid, but yeah, your Spellbender is also going to stay.
He's leaning towards the counterspell.
That might be. I mean...
So what's the justification for it?
Get the coin out, right? I mean...
Wow, he's going for the ping over the Spellbender.
Like, what are the other spells even in the deck? I mean, there is a Consecration, right?
There is a Consecration.
Forbidden Healing, but I mean...
Forbidden Healing is a way to break the Spellbender. Because you can target it on one of your minions.
That's actually right. Yeah. That's actually right, yeah.
So you can break the Spellbender with that, but...
Alright, so there we got one.
He's stopping a coin 8 drop, potentially.
Yeah, but I still want to play the Spellbender.
I do as well. Like, they're not really going to Forbidden Healing their own minion anytime soon.
Well, if they do it now, I'm super happy to get like the most annoying heal card out.
Right, yeah. Then you just burn him and kill him. You have Alex already.
And I just want to guarantee that I just don't want them to play the Steeds. Like,
yeah.
It has to get played now.
You got to do it.
Acolyte ping seems fine with the Spellbender too.
Spellbender, Mana Worm, sure. But yeah, getting that Spellbender out is so powerful.
I would like Acolyte ping maybe more here.
Why is that?
Acolyte ping, play the Spellbender, getting the draw. Now you have the mana for it. Mana Worm does some pressure.
It's 3/3. Makes your opponent want to play Steed, right? Because they get a clean trade when they play Steed.
Hey PF, look how good the Steed is.
Yeah.
You can play your coin first, and my counterspell goes away, but got some other presents.
Whole lot of secrets under the tree.
And I actually think you play counters or you play coin anyway.
Looks for Mirror Entity first. Finds Tyrion.
It's a Tyrion. Yeah.
It's a pretty good one.
It's a reasonable, it's a legendary.
Yeah, I don't mind it. You know, if you got to take a card, might as well.
Yeah, but he knows there is a counterspell.
Right.
That's just in Cifka's deck. I guess Eldar seems alright here too.
Yeah, there's counterspell and ice block, but he doesn't know the third.
Yeah. Now he knows it's not an entity or a polymorph. So not much room over. Like, and if he will attack phase now, he will figure out that counterspell and Spellbender are there ones left.
Yeah, it's really interesting to me that StanCifka developed all 3 secrets at once, right? If you only have 2 secrets up, you can kind of have some bluff value to what it is. But with 3 secrets up, as soon as PF goes face, he knows it's not vaporized, and that eliminates all of the secrets, allowing it to be...
Also, vaporize not really a card you play at all these one attack boards.
Yeah, but sometimes less secrets is more, you know, for bluff value.
Apprentice Glyph is also a great tempo sometimes, where you can play 0 mana secrets or 4 mana cards that become 1 mana. It's a great turn 3 when you have to set up Valid sometimes, where you can go Apprentice Glyph, directly put a secret on. So fast, so much tempo. That's some way that Cifka definitely has a shot in this matchup by getting all this tempo going fast enough.
Right. And he could also try and find an answer for the 8 drops. He has to worry about those coming out pretty soon. Getting a polymorph ready for Light Lord or Tyrion. He could get more secrets in play. Yeah. 4 secrets.
Which one? I don't like Mana Bind because
I like Mirror Entity going into my opponent's turn 8.
Look at the... One more, come on. One more, Cifka. for the full 3.
Okay. So now PF has to worry about...
Well, now he already knows it. I mean, if there's no barrier and no vaporize, there are 4 left.
Well, one could be mana bind, I guess.
Yeah, okay, mana bind can be one.
Now he's going to figure out, this is going to get counterspelled. He's going to know that there's the mirror entity there.
Secrets value are a little low. He knows there is an entity.
Right.
Or it's likely to be there.
And he doesn't mind giving out the Curator.
No,
holding
it's alright.
It's a very powerful glyph.
Shall I maybe attack first with the rest? Or maybe he wants to...
He wants to have it injured so it dies when it trades, I guess. Or if it value trades the 1/3 Stonehill Defender, it dies to the Drake.
StanCifka really desperately hoping for Medivh, so definitely gonna draw more with the Acolyte and see if he can get some going. Next turn might be just Alex. Even if there's heal connecting after Alex, you at least... I mean, you have to get there somehow, and if it takes Ragnaros or the Forbidden Healing out, you deal with it, and you just try to then burn him from 30.
I do not like this Sorcerer's Apprentice. He knows that PF has a Primordial Drake in his hand.
Primordial Drake is insane.
Yeah, he's going into turn 8. Why does he extend the Sorcerer? He just donated that. He wanted him to Primordial Drake. He knows that that Drake is there. He took the trades in a way that activated it too.
Apprentice will also get the value back. Like if you just play 2 spells with it, you already get the mana cost for it. So
right. I guess this sets up Alex the cleanest for him, is forcing that Primordial Drake to come down.
Oh, Harrison being gone.
That's huge. Now, if StanCifka even finds the Medivh, he can't win with the value game plan because Harrison gets to come down removing the weapon.
Yeah.
So he's locked into
the burn. It is the burn. He is on the burn plan. It's the only way to feel like it already hurts him that he has to spend now burn into this.
Wow. That's a lot of burn.
Well, that's 2 damage.
There you go.
Like every damage matters here.
Extra 2.
It's a little weak to True Silver, though, but also killing your own apprentice.
Yeah. No great way to get through it, but...
No, like, second Drake deals decently.
It's not horrible.
I mean, I don't know what otherwise what... Can slam the Tyrion, but it's kind of... You know the minions will...
The minions
with
on
just
board
a simple
trade.
fireball, like, just 7 damage to the face. I think what PF now has to make sure is 0 mana from StanCifka from the board is getting into the face. Like, he really wants 0 damage from the minions.
Yeah. Gotta make that as
like if fireballs go into minions, they're not going in your face at least.
Right.
Yeah, well.
Redemption for the Tyrions, pretty sweet.
Also for the
the Burn Bristle,
it can be really, really strong in, for the additional heal that he might need. So yeah, you can go Valid into the Drake. You can go Valid into the face also, because I think it's all what matters now.
Yeah, your minions aren't sticking anyway, so...
I mean, you see how close he's actually getting already. I mean, 17 with 12 in hand.
Yeah.
Getting Glyph next turn, and it's the way that he can actually sneak it out, maybe.
How much burn does he have left? He has Pyroblast still remaining in the deck. He's got another Valet and another Frostbolt.
Yeah, so
he's got 16 more points of burn in the deck and
maybe
6 in
Firelance Portal. I think 1 Firelance Portal.
Yeah, 1 Firelance Portal too. So he's got tons of gas left. He just needs to find it.
There are not that many dead cards for Cifka with already the double Nova in the hands. He's having a lot of additional draw in the deck, so
yeah. So the Burn Bristle needs to come online and start healing, but it's going to get frozen forever. He's been holding on to these Frost Novas. He can deny Burn Bristle healing with Frost Nova.
Maybe he's going to like looking for as much draw, PF, to find the Forbidden Healing.
Yeah.
To find the Ivory Knight even.
He needs either the Ivory Knight or the Forbidden Healing really badly.
Ooh, that's 1 off.
1 damage off lethal.
Yeah, and with a freeze here.
You can shut down the Burn Bristle healing, setting up lethal for the next turn. PF needs to find the additional healing.
Wow.
Excuse me.
Yeah, playing some additional board. You never know. Might take a little bit more mana efficiency from PF away.
True Silver's some healing. Keeps him alive.
Some additional healing, right? It's
It's not a lot, but it's enough.
So this is the thing that can cost him a little bit, or can make, like, if there's a top deck Firelands Portal for StanCifka now, it's actually not lethal. So that were ways for maybe to play the Fireball there.
Okay, yeah, why not?
To have that mana efficiency, maybe you take like a Kodo, or like you take some board presence away with this 2/3, but maybe not giving yourself the out of Arcane Intellect into something, or Firelands Portal here.
Yeah, I would have liked to see as well the Fireball. More mana
yeah,
efficient.
but Firelands Portal also, like, still it will not be possible to connect it with the ping and the valid, so it's all just future plans. But sometimes mana efficiency can be... Is he actually trading with the minion? No, he's going fast. Thought it was so surely going to the minion. He was hovering over it. Well. I mean...
You can use that with the Frost Nova to set up the lethal again. He has just enough damage.
Maybe he does Fireball ping here, because he gets 2 pings in that way.
Right,
instead of 1.
You play around yourself rolling anti-Keelbot.
That's not possible in standard, man.
No, the 6/6.
Oh, that's Heelbot.
The corrupted Heelbot.
Okay,
yeah. Corrupted anti-Heelbot. And then if your opponent kills it, they heal for 8.
Maybe you play around Ivory Knight too. Like, you never know what the biggest minion in Ivory Knight is gonna be. And there's no Ivory Knight. Pick up this. So StanCifka's actually gonna steal this matchup away. I mean,
yeah,
it's alright. People are feeling it's Paladin that's like really for the Paladin, but the Mage can burn towards the Paladin. Like, expect Ivory Knight being drawn and giving 5 or 10 lives. It's still cold be doable for 2 more turns for StanCifka, and he's drawing so much during the game, so...
Those Acolyte of Pains are really what helps his deck able to win. He was able to get so much draw so early. We saw early on in the game, PF had the ability to try and deny draw from that Acolyte of Pain.
Or not give him draw.
Not give him draw, yeah. He gave him 3 draws off that first Acolyte of Pain, and that was huge. I think, honestly, if you're looking back at this game, those first 3 turns kind of decided the outcome of what happened at these last 5, you know?
Especially the early Hydra list was something that...
That was weird. That was really weird, yeah. The turn, it was turn 4, he played, or turn 3, Hydrologist plus Secret. He took the Noble Sacrifice to contest a 1/3 Acolyte of Pain. And the Acolyte of Pain was just able to farm draws.
So, after 2-0 up for PF, we are getting into a really close series now with a 2-2 score. Both Taunt Warriors are left here. That will be a close one, maybe a little bit PF favorite, as we talked earlier about.
Every game,
we are also going into it.
Every game he loses some clothing too. He's lost his shoes now, his shirt's off.
Maybe it's shall go to a best of 7 this round. Maybe we have to hope for a 4-2 here.
Right, someone's got to win, otherwise he's going to be naked by the end of this series.
Well, at the end of the series, he gets it all on again. So it's all right.
The Quest Warrior Mirror.
Oh,
and this is the matchup PF wants. He has additional taunts and less useless cards like War Axe.
Yes, and not that many spells in the early game. They hurt you a lot too.
Right. But
definitely the Stonehill Defender, definitely one of the cards you're looking for, right?
Oh yeah, it's 2 taunts and 1 card. It's insane.
Well, Acolyte getting some extra value too.
You can't punish it with the War Axe, so it's always going to draw 3 cards.
Well, there can be a Tar Creeper, right? So that's like the only thing.
The only punish the Tar Creeper, but he doesn't have Tar Creeper, he only has Stonehill Defender.
Just the way that we can... No, there is no Wargs, I already feel that's already not...
It's such with known deck lists, it's a weird deck choice. If the deck lists were unknown throughout the tournament, then it would be a much more powerful tech choice. Because people would still fear it, because they wouldn't expect it not to be there.
Yeah, at least play 1.
Yeah.
Even if you think it's...
Yeah, just to instill the fear. But... 2 taunts now for PF, right? So he's ahead in the quest.
Definitely important in a matchup, being quest favorite.
You want to get your quest done as soon as possible. But
little tough turn here. I mean, you want to play as mana efficiently as you can with your taunts normally in this matchup to like 2 mana matters, man. If you have that 1 or 2 mana cheaper that you quest and you get that 1 hero power first for 2 mana.
It's a big deal. The Curator is also a super important card in this matchup.
Yes.
Because there is value concerns at some point. But eventually, both decks kind of run out of steam. The Curator is actually the highest win rate card when kept off the mulligan in this matchup.
Oh, really? What is also a really great card sometimes I feel is Dirty Rat.
Dirty Rat's insane.
Like,
you
just putting out of a taunt out of your opponent, like, you see what happens. Like, nobody is freaking attacking. They just make their own wild, they have their own game plan. And just not attacking at all.
And Battle Rage is insane, too, in these scenarios. Yes. When you get this wall-on-wall thing going. You can draw so many additional cards.
It's so funny to just see both people not attacking at all. Just playing playing what they can play as fast as they can.
All that matters is the quest. So... how many taunts is that? We got the... He played Stonehill Defender. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4 taunts for PF.
Yeah.
Up against 3 taunts for StanCifka.
StanCifka being able to go with Stonehill Defender. Maybe picking up like a Curator can be nice, but also maybe just a cheap one.
Right, a double taunt turn.
One can also be nice. And wow, there are actually attacks going on the board this turn.
Oh, he drew War Axe. That's not a taunt. Unlucky.
It's actually not so great here.
It's not bad. You need to clean up some of your opponent's minions, lower their battle rage value.
Can go Acolyte maybe to draw first. Can go Stonehill Defender. Definitely looking for additional draws, additional taunts, additional options. So I don't feel the options are too great here. Armorsmith is actually generating quite some armor for PF. With all these taunts already on the board.
Every 8 armor is like another turn you can survive a rag shot. So it adds the clock +1. So if it is able to gain you 8 armor, that's like completing the quest kind of a turn faster than your opponent a little bit. Can be a big deal.
It's actually not too bad playing Warwicks here. You can also execute, but I'm not sure how many tools you're losing.
Well, you get to kill the Acolyte this way.
Yeah, I like it.
Right.
Because it draws into the Armorsmith. It's a little... Maybe you're not too happy playing in your execute here, but you're also... Tempo is a thing in this matchup. We are not playing the old days control warrior. It's more a mid-range matchup now, where it's so important to be on the board.
Yeah, you actually have to kill your opponent. We don't just get to an area where both players are playing Justicar hero power for the whole game. We play Ragnaros hero power, right? Yeah, totally different game. I find it more exciting, honestly, than the old Control Warrior mirrors. The old Control Warrior mirrors, it was the same exact sort of concept, but...
there is a lot sometimes going on with the quest or with like the Ragnaros hero power, but... The Justicar hero power.
Justicar hero power. You just killed everything as efficiently as possible, then armored up as much.
Where I like the control warrior as lot as a deck being around, I didn't like that to see the matchup too much around.
Right. So is that 6 out of 7 for StanCifka?
Yeah, it's going really fast.
Yeah.
It's going really, really fast.
He needs to draw a 3-drop taunt, but...
5 out of 7 we saw there.
So he's ahead of PF on the quest.
Yeah, and PF is having the more expensive taunts here now with the Drake. It's not going to be able to finish the quest this turn. Can go Drake this turn, following it up by the... And got the quest on next turn with also being able to equip the weapon, but not getting the shot going.
Needs to find...
but can draw something next turn. Like, that's 3 mana or cheaper.
Right.
And that's definitely what he's looking for. You can recover though from 1 turn later in the quest, but then if you lose 2 turns or something, it becomes super painful.
Yeah. I mean, he's at a health advantage too. He's got 12 more life than StanCifka has. So even if he takes a rag shot to the face, he still has more health.
Yes. Trades are not too bad. I wouldn't mind seeing Armorsmith execute, because executing the 4/7 Drake, if you will make an attack into it, is not too bad. It's one of the most highest HP minions.
2 mana, deal 7 damage. I'd play that card.
Yeah?
Yeah.
But and it doesn't go face, like then...
Ah, well. Yeah, I'd
that's
still
already... So that you will still play it,
you still gotta play it, but...
That already sounds a little different.
Right. I mean, 2 mana deal 6 to the face was a really good card in Shaman back in the day. Remember Crackle?
Oh my god.
Yeah.
I don't mind having that card. Not
that was a silly card.
It was such an...
That was a true esports moment.
Yeah.
The original Taunt Warrior 50-50, right? Because Crackle was a 50-50 to win the game with your aggro deck.
6-7 for Cifka now, so both are at 6-7. That makes it a little slower, and maybe PF can take it over a little bit, but still not able to connect that well in the board.
No.
Yeah, Primal Drake's looking pretty good here. Also, Armor Smiths not getting too much armor.
Whirlwind there just to kill it. 2-1.
So he wants to go with the weapon.
Yeah, weapon down.
I was thinking of going Wind Drake there. Getting he is left with a Cifka's left with a 2-4, and you have a 4-8, and you you go in your quest anyway. Not sure if I like this more, because you don't cover the board as well, and you get your expensive taunts out. But this, like the 4-8 dragon, is not so great into a Ragnarok 0 power. Also,
no, it's definitely not. It's less efficient later on.
Well, I mean, you already see it here on the board, to be honest, that Cifka can now connect this weapon and actually trades the minion away. Otherwise,
yeah, if it was
there
the
was
Drake,
no way that if the Drake was there, it would have been way more awkward than...
But the thing is here, though, if he did go with the Drake, he wouldn't have the freedom to Harrison Jones and weapon and hero power.
And weapon and hero power.
That he's setting up for, he knows StanCifka is going to complete the quest, and he wants to Harrison Jones the weapon on the next turn.
Yes.
So that was what his line of thought was there, which you have to lose a minion to do that. Is it better? Is it worse?
It's super close.
It's super close, right? I'm not really sure, but that was his logic, and so that's how he's able to do this turn. And now he sets up the flip on the 3-6.
We're gonna see some rack shots, I think a lot now, because that's adding so much additional value. Cifka having a little bit of a clunky kind of hand here with these Drakes and Brawl. Well,
he's just setting up the reg shot to hit any minion.
Yeah,
if he were to hit the 2-3,
face is not too bad either, though.
Yeah, it's not that bad. But if he hits the 2-3, he could then slam and use his weapon to remove the dinosaur, getting a clear board. So he just wanted to have the highest % chance to have a full board clear.
I don't mind Acolyte, maybe. You can still go hit Acolyte.
Better than Armor Smith? The Acolyte kind of just dies on board. You only get one draw.
Well, it's close.
He's not even going to hit. He wants to have Brawl value in the future. Okay.
Or maybe just give a little Acolyte value too, that you force your opponent to trade in the Acolyte.
Yeah. StanCifka's really far behind in life total at the moment.
Can go fast, man, with rack shots, I have to say. Seems alright to just develop another taunt and hit the face here. But Brawl is a pretty strong card also in the late game phases sometimes.
Yeah, it like almost guarantees a rag shot to go face. So you can bump Harrison Jones into the 2-6, then Brawl. You can also just clear with Primordial Drake. Or try to. Ghoul, guarantee the rag shot to the face. I like that.
Really strong here.
That is insane.
Really strong.
That is definitely the right play.
I thought that man, like, played Armor Smith for some armor because you trade, then you play the wind, so it will give 3 armor in a way.
But he wants to get the Tar Creeper down, so he has the taunt to protect the Harrison Jones.
Actually, this might be a turn where we are not going to see the hero power for Cifka, because this Vicious is kind of... Well, can make a shot too.
I think you just let it rip.
You like the shot here?
I think I do. I think I do. Goes with your line with the fishes. It's pretty close.
It's a really close one. Because Star Creeper is not so offensive, so you don't mind surviving that. And face it can be really good there. Yeah, the hand is...
Just look at the card
It feels like how it really often pans out the matchup, though, where there's just one warrior just having 1 or 2 more minions, 1 or 2 more removals.
You can just clear here, and then
and
no matter what StanCifka plays,
every turn he's getting 8 lives lower.
Yeah, and no matter what StanCifka plays, he has the Brawl to try and set up for the final rag shot. Well, Primordial Drake does the rag shot first in case it hits the Armor Smith, minimize the amount of armor gained. He can try and clear the minion with his War Axe so he can lower the odds that Brawl removes his minion.
Yeah, oh. pretty desperate altogether.
Right.
Well, can go for an
Tar Creeper Brawl.
Yeah, but maybe he doesn't feel it. He just feels this one.
This is way faster. Yeah.
Yeah. Why spend that 20 seconds there? Maybe he was also considering from I don't need to desperately brawl here and just play my own Drake and hero power anyway.
You just wait and then eventually.
Like hitting the 4-8 there wasn't bad either, but well, taking the 3-2 upper hand in the series now, and definitely happy to. What might be even be more happy for him is that Cifka is still on this warrior. Well, he's targeting so well.
That's the deck he wants to be able to play against. That's what his whole lineup's designed to beat. And we see that Taunt Warrior with the no Fiery War Axes. It's consistent, man. That's two times now.
It won two mirror matches, right? I mean,
it's doing it. It's finding the mirror matches. The tech's panning out. Now against the Shaman.
And we are back to the Paladin roots.
He kept
PF.
Spirit Echo in his opening hand. StanCifka did.
Wow.
Yeah.
I have to say, wow.
That's he values that card so highly. He does have a lot of very early game cards. So
he has a lot of 1-drops, a lot of 2-drops, a lot of 3-drops. Paladin is like, especially the PF version, is running a lot of removal.
Yeah.
So I can totally see it.
It's got double Consecrate, obviously. It's got
really slow hands here for both players, actually. Cifka not happy, PF also showing off that he was not happy, but...
Yeah, it's not a good one.
I still... Okay, it's a little late, but maybe he can still connect, and it's also good against like a True Silver.
It's fantastic against a True Silver, yeah.
I think Cifka can still be alright in this game, to have the ability of being a little slower, not having the 1-drop, because the 2-drop is gonna add a lot of different value, the Vendor being there. So amazing, right, to see this Defender is in these hybrid aggressive decks, and whoa, that's a card you never want to see, right?
You never want to see that.
Well, on the board. Not there, not at
you
that
never want to see it
positioning.
in your hand. Oh, he was just about to be able to get it for free. And we see him hold back the Stonehill Defender here. I think he's holding back the Stonehill Defender because he wants to pair it with Spirit Echo.
All right.
I think that's important to him.
Maybe also True Silver, because he expects True Silver, and now he can go afterwards.
Right.
But yeah, the PSL is actually not so great in the ways of early game.
It's funny, if PF had a True Silver, I imagine he'd coin True Silver here and just walk right into the punish.
Yeah. Sometimes it's good to not have the cards you would like to have.
Right.
Well, Redemption is the only secret doing anything now on this turn on board that adds value in the way of trading on board.
These secrets are not very good.
Yeah, but no secret is
good. I mean, Repentance can be okay to try and set up for the Consecrate.
But no secret will be good. Like Getaway Kodo, Noble, they will all take 1/1 away.
Right.
So, well, Getaway Kodo maybe a little bit later more, but I think he's fine in the late game.
Yeah.
I think he's not
it's
bothering
just getting
that
there, yeah.
With all these 8-drops, 6-drops.
I think you take Repentance.
I actually don't mind it either.
Yeah, I think you just play that out.
I love it. Repentance. How great is that?
I mean, against StanCifka's deck, on average, it's very awful. But it might be able to connect against... Like, Stonehill Defender is one of StanCifka's largest health minions, if not the largest health minion. I think everything else has 2 or less health besides Stonehill Defender.
Yeah.
Because it's like Direwolf Alpha, Firefly...
Yeah, well, we have the totem. The totems are having 3 HP. That's like
okay,
Flame Totem.
Sure. Yeah, Flame Totem, Mana Tide.
And we have now... So, but Consecration looks...
Well, you don't need to Consecrate.
Oh, I don't know, man.
There's no Bloodlust.
Yeah, right. Yeah, Echo, but you're not too scary, right?
Right, yeah. Have all these Murlocs and Totems.
Do you just not attack here?
Yeah, you just chill.
Yeah, I was thinking that too. I love it too sometimes.
It's hilarious.
Just let the board be. Man. The Echo is a little...
I don't think it's enough value to Echo. I mean, it's 7 minions, but it's 7 garbage
Yeah, but it's
minions.
a lot of these...
Like, they're just trash. You don't want this. It's kind of giving away the fact that
I want so
he has
badly one
Echo.
Bloodlust in this deck. Like,
Oh, you need it. You gotta have it.
I want so badly. Just one.
It's
just,
the bluff value of the card,
that
right?
PF had to play around it.
Yeah. Because PF can't
PF
make this
could
play.
not do this.
Yeah.
He had to probably consecrate it.
Right. He would not be able to do this. So...
Consecration coin Doomsayer seems pretty alright to me.
It's not bad.
Respects the totem here. The answer that Cifka has in this deck are actually pretty good against Paladin with the devolves and exits. I mean, it's great against Tyrion, against Steed,
Yeah.
everything around. Wow, there it goes, an additional turn.
And the Sunkeeper Tarim is the highest tempo play.
Wow,
Jam
not
that
often
out
you
there.
see it as a 6-mana 3/7, man.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's only gonna buff StanCifka's cards, I feel, because there's not anything that is gonna devolve it there.
These are some awkward pickups. He ends up going with the...
Ooh, Cifka might be a little surprised here. Maybe should have played this first, but giving a little, because it's kind of giving a little HP away.
He was hoping, I guess, to get...
It's gonna get punished for it maybe with the Steeds here, so it's definitely...
And the Steed
mean,
comes
the
down on the
devolve will
frog.
be-
It can't be devolved.
Wow.
Yeah, you can't devolve this.
Oh my god.
It's immune to it. It's a 0
yes.
drop. So,
Oh my god, this happened in StarLadder, you know?
Right?
It happened in StarLadder.
yeah. He's not doing the devolve, though. He knows.
Where JJ, right, it was JJ.
Yeah,
devolving,
JJ tried to devolve the frog.
and
But it's a sick play when you can bait out a Hex and then land
Yes.
the Steed.
It's so funny.
It's a good one. Now the Hex is gone, so you could...
Time for an 8-drop.
Yeah, you can play any of the 8-drops, but the Earth Elemental, probably want to take care of that first.
Yeah, I'm not sure if I want to consecrate this.
They have Flame Tongues and Direfalfas to help these minions trade up, so... But all of it's just running into this Immortal Frog.
Interesting Harrison too, but still knowing there are like
3
quite
weapons
some
left,
weapons,
yeah.
But
The Stormforged Axe and 2 Jade Claws remaining, but
man, the
just values the
devolve.
tempo.
I'm still thinking of devolve, even I know it's not gonna kill the... Nah, it's not gonna make the board much better. You gotta have to direwolf, maybe connected with the Echo even. Like you
I
get,
think it's
you
an
get
Echo
some
board.
good value, right?
You get an Earth Elemental.
Yeah, you
It's
get
not
the
bad.
the totem, the direwolf, some Firefly, and also Firefly adding another elemental. So it's quite a lot of value, and it's just so needed to deal with this board a little bit. Still awkward though. Still not getting there. Steed, the Steed is just so strong in adding stats. Like
Yeah.
for 6 mana, it's amazing.
It's a good frog. You ever think Paladin could maybe tech Wisp in their deck to beat Shamans? Like if Shaman becomes really popular as Paladin.
You wanna counter it with Wisp.
Yeah, yeah. On 6 you go Wisp Steed to beat Devolve. And I mean it just makes Steed able to come down on turn 6, which is crazy every time.
Can we not do that with my like maybe more expand now? Then the minions are becoming too expensive.
You gotta do it with the 0
Yeah.
drop, so it can't
You
get
can, you
Devolve.
can take in a mountain giant. Like
mountain- tech in a mountain
and play it
giant.
at turn 5 or 6. I mean, come on, we are playing control matchups often.
Okay, if it's all control matchups,
like,
I guess.
if it is control,
I think it's a
Shaman.
lot harder to squeeze in a mountain giant than it is a Wisp. But yeah, maybe because that's immune to Devolve as well.
Yeah.
You take those.
I guess.
It's not bad.
7 mana, 7, 7. A fork.
It's a weapon, yeah. It's not horrible.
Giving some Corsair value. Corsairing the fork, man.
That is true. You know the Corsair's there.
Alright.
War Golem seeing some competitive play.
I feel we see a lot of cards competitive play lately with all the evolves and devolves, way more than we would ever expect.
And then there's like Ungaro packs running around and stuff like that. I like that Consecrate.
So what Cifka is really needing right now, I think that value game is actually becoming more closer than PF was thinking about once he dropped the Harrison there. Just is the value game, and if Cifka picks up an Evolve or a second Spirit Echo, can be ways that he can get there somehow. I mean, Tyrion is like done with. Ragnarok's just gonna be a pain. But I mean, because the Earth Elemental is also a pain here for PF.
Well, it just dies on board. He gets a 5/5 after this.
Yeah, that's
He
true.
clears the entire board, has a 5/5. I don't know.
Consecration is amazing here, yeah.
Yeah, it seems
Consecration is amazing.
tough for PF to lose from this position.
Yeah.
I think you want to activate the 5/5 before another devolve happens.
Not too bad of a Tyrion. Could have been great, Graves to protect her just first, actually.
That would have been insane.
It just...
I like activating that 5/5.
And the fork, he's there.
So yeah, a little bit of sequencing error there from PF. If he would have done the Discover first, he would have been able to have these other options available to him.
No fork for you. He's knifing the fork down.
Knifing the fork down into a spoon. Just getting rid of it completely.
Yeah, but even that looks like kind of cool. It's still far away. If Cifka needs some really heavy value turns to get even close of being on this board.
He's still got to beat Lightlord and another Tyrion now.
Yeah, that additional Tyrion is just locking it for PF.
Yeah. PF has played like 5 Stonehill Defenders and gotten 3 Tyrions, I think, this tournament.
It's quite some.
He's doing good with the Stonehill Defenders.
I mean, there is a reason Stonehill Defender is really good in Paladin.
Right.
I mean, they have some pretty good towns all around with Tyrion, the Wicker Flame.
Even Grime Street Enforcers sometimes situationally insane.
And Tyrum, of course. Yeah, well, a lot of minions that are working great with Evolve, but without Evolve, they're a little less great.
This happened earlier on in the series for StanCifka, unable to find the Evolves, and the deck really falls apart without Evolves. It's a super, super key card to this deck. You saw him play it against Zalay. He had both the Evolves. He just steamrolled over Zalay with no problem. But it seems when he's not drawing the Evolves, the deck kind of just defeats itself. Not really able to do a lot.
Buffed Buccaneer on the board, not a bad one drop.
Brings back bad memories.
I love to still see that at 1 HP. It's not too bad here.
Okay. At 2 HP.
I know.
They nerfed that quickly, though. Blizzard's response on that was pretty good.
That was a quickly one.
Yeah, that was a quick one. They were like, yeah, this is a problem.
Let's not have let's not wait for the Undertaker.
Yeah, no second Undertaker happening. So that was good. I liked that response time.
I loved it. I was also, the sound just kept happening in my voice, like the who goes star, and then with the patches also smashing there.
Yeah, that was a disaster.
Doomsayer getting played there, interesting. I feel he's not too bad on board.
Yeah,
against a not bloodlust Shaman.
Just wants to stop StanCifka from being able to develop anything.
I think Cifka's alright. I mean, he was not planning on too much, but he's just still waiting, man. He's waiting for a really, really, really strong Evolve turn. I mean, he has a hand for a good Evolve, so...
He's about to take Ashbringer to the face. And then Lightlord's threatening to hit him for 8. The Silverhand Recruit, another 1. This is a lethal setup.
Yes, 19 damage, and some always great clear with Eldar Kodo or taunts, but yeah, Cifka's playing so many. Well, that's the wrong fall.
Yeah. He's gonna go for it. Not bad.
Nope. Keeps him in the game. But for how long? 1 turn?
Maybe
turns.
2, yeah.
Needs to get that Evolve.
He's
really looking for the Evolve.
And the Ashbringer's going to kill him. Not to mention that Ivory Knight can pull additional damage. He's going in.
Oh, wow. Well,
he holds back the thing from below, though, just because it doesn't trade good on board.
Yeah. And there is no Drake. Come on, there is no.
There are 2 Drakes in PF's deck.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But not in the hand now.
Not in the hand yet,
yeah. If you're behind, you just have to disrespect
sure.
what's going to happen there.
Hammer of Wrath. Nope. Those are not very good cards.
Pretty bad, right?
Yeah, wow.
You can pick.
If I could hand pick the worst Paladin cards you could get out of that spread, that'd be close to those ones.
Paladin has a lot of bad ones, I feel. It became a lot.
Hand of Protection. And
so many 1 and 2 mana spells that are just not doing it. Well, I wanted Mage just play Curator there. I feel Curator was really strong.
Yeah, I would have thought Curator and punch him in the face for 10.
And there's the Evolve.
This could change everything.
Not anymore, maybe now, with most of the double gangsters already gone.
All right, what's the best possible case?
Well, get some really... Let's get 2/6. Let's get double Dirty Red to start with.
Sure.
And then get some really heavy 7 drops, which is gonna, like with Windfur and everything, that's gonna kill PF next turn.
He's dead.
Yeah, I wanted to start with some towns, you know? Like,
yeah.
that was definitely important here.
Right.
To block that out of being dead.
So PF gonna take it 4-2 over StanCifka.
And first player advancing to to the top 4 here of the StarLadder final. So big congratulations to him. First player from China, making a strong appearance here for China too.
Yeah, very solid play by him. I was really impressed with his play throughout the day. And his interview, when he was talking, he said, you know, he's been trying very hard for the last 2 years to kind of break his way into competitive Hearthstone. And this is his last year. He's going all in.
Really?
If it doesn't happen this year, he's going to give up.
Well, that's a lot of struggle that some players have from time to time. Like, some people are playing great; they are at their top of their play. But yeah, you need to have these tournaments, or also going a little bit here and there, your way to show it off. And happy he can here. Yeah,
they're really happy for him to be able to actually show it off. Hopefully, you know, he does well in here and he can justify being able to play again for years to come, because it's a great game. You know, we want more people in the pro scene.
But you definitely also want to go far. Like now he's in the top 4. He's definitely like, if you really want to get your name out, you want to like be the winner. You
gotta get number 1.
You need some kind of tournament win to get on your, get as a resort there. But doing really well. I mean, just starting with him 4-3 against Nyman, now 4-2 against Cifka. It's just 2 great.
He's taken down big names.
Yes.
Yeah, he's taken down big names. So next up, we are going to have the lower bracket of the group. So elimination matches. Nyman versus Zalay. One of these players is going to be sent home 0-2 record. They fly all the way out here to Kiev to go home disappointed. And then the winner will play up against StanCifka for a chance to advance to the top 4. It's
going to be interesting now to see also Zalay against Nyman. It's going to be 2 really heavy control lineups. And, well, Zalay all over from America. Definitely not looking.
You don't want to go. You don't want to come from America and go.
It feels the best, right?
I've done that before. And let me tell you, it's not great.
I've done it the other way around.
Okay, you've come to.
And also not so great.
It's a terrible feeling. But we are going to cut to a quick break. But when we get back, we'll have the next match ready for you. Stay tuned. Don't go anywhere.